The John Muir Way, Day 3. Having listened to Ed and his experience of walking from Land's End to John O'Groats, he identified Day 3 as a potential struggle, so looked to make this a shorter leg, and so we walked from Strathblane to Kilsyth, which was about 13.5 miles. So it wasn't as far, and it was flatter than the day before, but it did feel a long way, especially in the last couple of miles. We set off about 9:30 in the morning and immediately turned into a hill. Well, we would, wouldn't we? Mercifully, it was fairly short. And then realising that actually we were making fast progress, I decided to put my drone up in the air in a bid to slow us down a little. Big Brother was highly delighted with this stop, less than half an hour in, but I did get some lovely views along the railway path, as I'm sure you'll be able to see. The weather was cooler and overcast today, with clouds on the top of the hills. The path was flat, the going good. But then we reached a confusing signpost which said Thomas Muir Way. Well, I do advise us to be careful, because it doesn't do to get your John and Thomas mixed up. We then passed a large yellow sign saying Jesus. Oh, nope, it actually said Jessie, and apparently is a work of art which commemorates women in health and medicine who have associations with East Dunbartonshire. Well done, Jessie. As we proceeded in a westerly direction, we encountered another yellow sign, but this one advised us the John Muir Way was closed and to use an alternative route. It didn't offer any suggestions as to an alternative route, and I think the council were refusing to take any responsibility. Basically, if you walk up to the road and along, if you get run over, that's your fault. We're not recommending that route, but you can't come down here. So we went up to the road, where we immediately encountered ups and downs. At the next village, 1.5 miles later, we went to rejoin the path, but it was closed again. As we pondered what to do, a passing local shouted across the street to us and said, well, they were digging it up, but nothing was happening, and people walk the dogs and things, and we should be fine to go along. Great. So we set off along the dug-up path, which was fine for walkers. Would have been difficult for cyclists. We continued to make good time, and then spotted 3 men in high-vis jackets coming towards us. Did you not see the big closed sign? Well, yes, we did, but the locals said it would be fine. Grunt. After a little conversation and some advice to us to mind the machines further down and the unsuitability of the path for walking on, didn't you 3 just walk up it? I didn't actually say that. We left the 3 men behind who were putting up a sign saying Japanese not weed, all 3 of them. After we passed the mini digger, the path improved tremendously. It was great. But then we did turn off, we did as we were told, and we joined the 4th Clyde Canal path. On the way, we'd been passing lots of benches on the railway path. Of course, when we got onto the towpath, there were none. By this point, I was beginning to stagger a bit. So eventually, a tree trunk was made to do on which I could just perch. Having filled up at breakfast, lunch was just a protein bar, and as I sat there bemoaning my legs, I said to Ed, there's probably a bench around the corner. Guess what? I was right. Boy, it was a bit of a slog for the last couple of miles before arriving at the marina at 2:15. Check-in wasn't until 3 o'clock, so we waited with a drink and then pondered why the 2 people who had arrived after us got to check in first.